Outlandish comparison. Today we will be comparing The Fiery Cross to episode 8 of season 5, Famous Last Words. There are spoilers coming, so if you haven't watched the episode or read the books, be advised. Something I always felt was missing in the TV series on Starz is the ode back to who Roger was before he came to the past. So we finally got Roger teaching at Oxford, and he's in his element. He loves the history. He's talking to the students, some of you people are failing and, you need to redo your work, but he's excited, you can tell, and he loves what he's doing. So I was so excited to finally get that glimpse, and it always brings you out of the past, and you get to see who these characters are in the future versus the past. So I was really excited to see that. We don't really see that in the books too much either, so I felt it was a great visual cue and a visual story. What blew my mind was that as the title comes up and the opening credits, it was told as a silent film like the 20s or the 1910s or even right at the turn of the century. These classic silent film style of you have some action and then you have a title card giving some dialogue or a cue of what's happening, and you can hear that clicking of film going by, and I just thought it was so cool. And then they kept cutting back and forth, and it was so interesting and it was so unexpected that I definitely thought it was super cool. It was a unique way of going, and I felt like it totally worked. I think I would have liked to see a bit more of the initial right away Roger, like how he is, how he's doing, right away, as opposed to we just cut to 3 months later. So I guess I would have appreciated just a little more of that. And just a little funny anecdote in the book is right after the battle, if you had remember that Bree was at the Sherstons, and she was there doing a painting commission, because we all know she's a great artist, and she's doing this painting, and there is someone who's beheaded in the picture, and he happens to look a lot like Governor Tryon. So it's kind of funny that she paints him into the picture in a very negative way. And I just thought that was a little funny part of the book. That would have been cool to just see that painting or something. Now, I really like this theme of famous last words because we kind of get it from the future perspective with Roger at Oxford, but we also get like the concept of no one knows when their last words will be. What I really liked in this series is that they brought back young Ian just a little bit early, but they also have him appear just in the same way where there is this boar charging, and they're afraid Jemmy's gonna get hurt by this wild boar, and it's just a little different. It's Jamie and Claire out there with Jemmy. In the book, it's Jamie and Roger out there doing some work, and Jemmy's also with them. So that was exactly how they had him come in the book, so it was exactly the same. I really liked how in this episode they had, instead of, in the book, it's just Roger that goes off to do the surveying, but because Ian's back in the show, they put Ian and Roger together. And it's this very interesting dynamic with, one man who is very stoic and not being talkative. You're kind of wondering what's going on with Ian. Why is he so quiet? What happened with him? Why did he leave, living with the tribe that he was living with? And then you have Roger, who feels like he's lost everything because he doesn't have a voice. And so he's unwilling to even try to use his voice. It's very cool how you see Roger, dealing with his PTSD, and he keeps reliving the moments of what led him to be hanged. And it's just, how did that even happen? And it just keeps flashing through his mind. And he wonders if he was better off dead. but it's Bree. It's Bree that saves him. It's love will save us. Love saves us. And that's what brings him back from the edge. But Ian's also going through some stuff. And so Roger has to save his cousin-in-law. And it's so beautiful how he can recognize that same pain in Ian. And I really like how Bree talks about it as the 1,000-yard stare, you know, with a friend's brother that had went to Vietnam, and just like how they come back and they're not the same person. Roger and Ian are no longer the same person that they used to be. And so they have to save themselves, but they also have to save each other. And so it's really beautiful. You see a lot of turmoil between Roger and Bree because she feels like she's losing him, even though he's still present. It's like he's not there anymore. In the book, it's clear that she's relieved when Roger goes to do the surveying, because it's just like she's been trying so hard and he's not giving her anything. So I really liked how they kept that turmoil going in the book and in the show, that, you know, you got to see marriage is work. It's hard. It's not easy. And especially when someone goes through something traumatic, it changes who you are. In the show, we also got to see Jocasta mourning Murtaugh at his grave on Fraser's Ridge. And, you know, we don't have that in the book because, as Murtaugh had long been dead from dying at Culloden, but, you know, they just never really meet and fall in love. So I thought I liked the Jocasta Murtaugh story. It's kind of interesting. And so to go along with this theme of famous last words, you can tell that Jocasta wishes she would have said more to Murtaugh while he was still alive. Something I felt like they could have added in from the book to go more along with the theme of famous last words is, this is Jamie speaking to Claire. "When the day shall come that we do part," he said softly, and turned to look at me. "If my last words are not 'I love you,' you'll ken it was because I didn't have the time." Isn't that beautiful? I feel like we don't always tell the people that mean the most to us how much we love them. And so I challenge you to tell your friends and family and whoever that they're loved. All you need is love. So just think about that this week, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you real soon. Islands and seas, mountains of